Have you ever wondered why so many men over 60 wake up 3, 4, even 5 times a night just to use the bathroom? It's not just annoying, it's exhausting. It drains confidence and it quietly steals years of peace and energy. I've seen patients break down in my office, convinced it was simply old age, that nothing could be done. But here's the truth. Most men never hear, in many cases, it isn't just age at all. It's the daily habits, the foods on your plate, the hidden triggers that slowly inflame and enlarge the prostate until it begins to control your life. As a doctor who spent years treating men in their 60s and 70s, I've seen 2 very different paths. Some men come to me desperate already, dealing with infections, pain, or even full blockage because they ignored the early signs. Others, well into their 70s and 80s, live without any serious prostate issues. And the difference between these 2 groups, it often comes down to small, everyday choices. That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you something almost no one talks about: the powerful role of fruit in shrinking and protecting your prostate. These aren't exotic supplements or expensive treatments. They're simple, natural foods you pass by every day in the grocery store. And once you know how they work, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Because what you eat today could be the turning point for your nights, your energy, and your confidence tomorrow. When I sit across from my patients, I often remind them that the prostate may be small, about the size of a walnut, but it has an oversized impact on a man's daily life. Imagine a tiny valve controlling the entire flow of a water system. When it's balanced, everything runs smoothly. But when it swells, even a little pressure builds, flow weakens, and problems ripple through the entire system. That's exactly what happens in the male body. Medical research shows that by age 60, over 50% of men experience some degree of prostate enlargement, and by age 80, that number jumps to nearly 90%. I've seen men tell me they thought it was just age when, in reality, the swelling gland was silently stealing their energy, disturbing their sleep, and making them dread every trip to the bathroom. And it doesn't stop there. Poor prostate health chips away at confidence, intimacy, and even immunity, because broken sleep night after night leaves the whole body weaker. But here's the part many men don't realize: prostate health is not just about comfort. It's about protecting quality of life. When the gland presses on the bladder and urethra, the constant urge to urinate disrupts more than sleep. It erodes focus at work, drains energy for family, and slowly convinces men they are less than they used to be. That hidden emotional toll is just as real as the physical one, and I see it in my office every week. And this is why caring for the prostate should never be treated as optional. Because the choices you make today, what you eat, how you move, even how you manage stress, can either inflame that walnut-sized gland or help keep it calm, healthy, and strong for decades. The prostate may be small, but it decides so much about a man's comfort, confidence, and future. And here's where it gets even more surprising. Most men are never told the missing truth that beyond medication or surgery, everyday foods, especially certain fruits, hold the quiet power to protect and even shrink the prostate naturally. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden truth your doctor may not emphasize, but every man deserves to know. When most men sit in a doctor's office complaining about prostate issues, the conversation almost always shifts to pills, procedures, or surgery. And while modern medicine is valuable, here's the missing truth I wish every man heard. The prostate responds just as much to daily choices as it does to prescriptions. In fact, benign prostatic hyperplasia, what we call BPH, doesn't suddenly appear overnight. It builds quietly over years of processed foods, sugary drinks, dehydration, and unchecked inflammation. I've had patients look at me in shock when I explained that their favorite fast foods, their lack of water, and even their daily stress were fueling the very symptoms that kept them awake at night. One man in his late 60s told me he thought his weak urine stream was simply destiny, but after just a few months of shifting his diet toward anti-inflammatory foods, his nighttime trips to the bathroom dropped from 5 to 2. That's not magic, that's biology. Research supports this. Studies in journals like Cancer Prevention Research show that antioxidants from fruits such as tomatoes, pomegranates, and berries reduce oxidative stress on prostate cells. Think of oxidative stress like rust on a metal pipe, silent, slow, but eventually crippling. Antioxidants are nature's way of scrubbing away that rust before it locks the system. Yet, because these solutions are simple, natural, and inexpensive, they rarely get emphasized in a typical appointment. And this is where so many men miss their chance. They're told to wait and see until medication is unavoidable instead of learning how to take control now with choices that are both natural and powerful. This is the truth. No one says loud enough. Your prostate isn't only at the mercy of your age or your genes. It listens to your lifestyle every single day. And if you're wondering which foods carry the strongest protective power, the answer may surprise you. Because hidden inside everyday fruits, the same ones sitting quietly on grocery shelves, are compounds. So potent, they can calm inflammation, protect cells, and even shrink the prostate itself. Let's start with one that most people overlook, but could be a true vitamin C powerhouse: kiwi. When I mention kiwi to my patients, most of them smile politely as if I just suggested a decorative fruit for a salad. But here's the shocker: this small, fuzzy green fruit carries more vitamin C than oranges, lemons, or limes. And vitamin C is not just an immune booster. It's one of the body's strongest natural defenses against inflammation, the very force that drives prostate enlargement. I once treated a patient in his early 70s who was constantly tired from waking up 5 times a night. His tests showed low vitamin C levels. After adding kiwi into his routine, just 1 fruit a day, his inflammation markers improved, and within weeks, he was finally sleeping in longer stretches. That's not coincidence. That's the body responding to targeted nutrition. Kiwi also delivers antioxidants like polyphenols and carotenoids compounds that act like a cleaning crew for prostate cells, free radicals. The unstable molecules that damage tissues are like sparks in a dry forest. If left unchecked, they ignite problems that spread silently. Kiwi's antioxidants neutralize those sparks before they become a fire. And let's not forget fiber. A healthy digestive system lowers inflammation across the body. Kiwi keeps digestion smooth, meaning fewer toxins circulating and less stress placed on the prostate. What I love about kiwi is its practicality. It's easy to slice, scoop, blend, or toss into a smoothie. It's light, refreshing, and surprisingly satisfying. For men trying to shrink or protect their prostate, kiwi offers a daily, affordable way to put the brakes on inflammation and keep urinary health steady. And if you think kiwi is impressive, wait until you see what happens when we turn to a fruit that's even smaller but packs one of the most concentrated antioxidant punches in nature: blueberries. Tiny, sweet, and deceptively powerful, they may be the ultimate shield your prostate has been waiting for. When I tell men to eat blueberries for their prostate, they often laugh. "Doctor, how can something so tiny make a difference?" But that's exactly what makes blueberries fascinating. Inside their deep blue skin are anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that give them their color and their strength. These compounds work like bodyguards shielding prostate cells from oxidative stress, the slow, silent damage that builds up year after year. I had a patient in his mid-60s who lived on processed snacks and rarely touched fruit. His energy was low and his prostate symptoms were creeping worse every year. When we swapped his afternoon chips for a handful of blueberries, within 2 months, his lab results showed lower inflammation markers and his nighttime bathroom trips dropped noticeably. The science matched what I saw in practice. Blueberries help calm inflammation while protecting cells at the same time. Think of oxidative stress like rust slowly eating through metal pipes. The prostate is no different. Unchecked free radicals corrode tissues, leading to swelling and weakness. Blueberries deliver antioxidants that scrub away that rust and restore balance. And they don't stop there. These berries also improve circulation, helping oxygen and nutrients reach the prostate more efficiently. Better blood flow means better function, and that translates directly to quality of life. What makes blueberries even more valuable is their versatility. Toss them into cereal, blend them in smoothies, mix them with salads, or simply enjoy them fresh. They're sweet, low in calories, and loaded with vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber. For the prostate, they're a daily defense system wrapped in a small, delicious package. And if you think blueberries are powerful, wait until you hear about the fruit that ancient cultures called a symbol of life and healing. Modern science now proves they were right. The pomegranate doesn't just taste incredible, it has compounds so strong they can lower PSA levels and protect your prostate in ways few other fruits can match. For thousands of years, the pomegranate has been a symbol of life and strength. Ancient cultures may not have known the science, but they sensed its power. Today, research confirms why this ruby red fruit deserves a place in every man's diet, especially for the prostate. Packed inside its jewel-like seeds are polyphenols, an ellagic acid, 2 natural compounds that fight inflammation and shield cells from long-term damage. One of my patients, a man in his late 60s, came to me worried because his PSA levels, a marker we use to track prostate health, were steadily climbing. Instead of immediately turning to medication, we adjusted his diet to include fresh pomegranate juice several times a week. Within 3 months, his PSA stabilized and his confidence returned. That wasn't magic. It was nutrition working hand in hand with biology. What makes pomegranate unique is the sheer concentration of its antioxidants. Compared to many other fruits, its compounds last longer in the body, continuing to fight oxidative stress even hours after eating. Think of it as a shield that doesn't just appear for a moment, it stays and keeps protecting. This means every glass of pomegranate juice or handful of seeds is more than a snack. It's a layer of defense, and the benefits stretch beyond the prostate. Pomegranate supports circulation, strengthens the heart, and lowers systemic inflammation, the same inflammation that contributes to swelling and urinary struggles. It's a fruit that doesn't just taste incredible, it works quietly in the background to restore balance and resilience. And if the pomegranate feels powerful, get ready for the fruit that looks like nothing more than summer refreshment, but hides one of the strongest prostate-protecting compounds, known lycopene. Yes, I'm talking about watermelon, the sweet, juicy giant that hydrates your body while delivering an antioxidant punch your prostate will thank you for. Most men see watermelon as nothing more than a sweet summer treat, but when I look at it as a doctor, I see one of the most underrated tools for prostate health. Nearly 90% of watermelon is water, making it a natural hydrator. And hydration is critical. When the body is well hydrated, the bladder and prostate work smoothly, toxins flush out efficiently, and irritation is reduced. I've had patients who simply added more watermelon to their diet during hot months and noticed their urine flow improve within weeks. But hydration is only half the story. The real secret lies in lycopene, the same antioxidant that gives watermelon its red color. Lycopene protects prostate cells from oxidative stress and calms inflammation, two of the biggest drivers of prostate enlargement. Studies show that men who consume lycopene-rich foods regularly have a lower risk of prostate complications later in life. In practice, I've seen men lower their prostate symptoms just by including watermelon slices or fresh juice a few times a week. And there's more. Watermelon also contains citrulline, an amino acid that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. Better circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the prostate. Add in vitamins A and C, which support tissue repair and immune health, and you have a fruit that refreshes while it heals. A light, low in calories and easy to enjoy watermelon can be blended into smoothies, eaten fresh, or even frozen into popsicles. It's simple, it's affordable, and it's powerful. But as much as watermelon offers, there's one fruit that stands above all when it comes to prostate protection. It's common, inexpensive, and probably sitting in your kitchen right now, the tomato. And what makes it extraordinary is that its key nutrient, lycopene, becomes even more powerful after cooking, turning a simple sauce or stew into a prostate-protecting weapon. If there is one fruit I call the prostate's best friend, it's the tomato. Men are often surprised when I say this, but the evidence is overwhelming. Tomatoes are the richest natural source of lycopene, a red-colored antioxidant that has been studied for decades. And here's the fascinating part. Unlike many nutrients that weaken with heat, lycopene actually becomes more bioavailable when tomatoes are cooked. That means spaghetti sauce tomato soup or a simple stew can carry more prostate protection than raw slices alone. I remember one patient who came to me with frequent nighttime urination and a constant feeling of pressure. Instead of only prescribing medication, we built a meal plan that included cooked tomatoes, almost daily soups, sauces, even baked dishes. Within a few months, he reported better sleep, fewer bathroom trips, and a renewed sense of energy. His improvement wasn't magic. It was the consistent anti-inflammatory power of lycopene at work. Tomatoes also bring vitamin C to strengthen immunity, vitamin K to support healing and bone health, and potassium to regulate blood pressure. Think of them as a nutritional package designed not only to protect the prostate, but also to keep the whole body resilient. And unlike exotic superfoods, tomatoes are everywhere, affordable, versatile, and easy to prepare. This accessibility is what makes tomatoes extraordinary. Whether raw in salads, blended in juices, or cooked into hearty meals, they deliver daily steady support for prostate health. And over time, that steady support can mean the difference between restless nights and peaceful sleep. But knowing which fruits help is only half the journey. The real question is how to eat them for maximum benefit, because timing, preparation, and variety can turn an ordinary diet into a powerful daily therapy. Let's talk about how to get the most out of these prostate-protecting foods. Knowing which fruits help your prostate is important, but how you eat them makes all the difference. I often tell my patients nutrition isn't about one miracle food, it's about consistency, variety, and preparation. Think of it like building a strong team. Tomatoes provide lycopene, blueberries bring anthocyanins, kiwi delivers vitamin C, pomegranate adds polyphenols, and watermelon hydrates while boosting circulation. Each plays a different role, but together they form a powerful defense system. The second key is consistency. I've had men tell me they tried blueberries once in a while and gave up when they didn't notice change. That's not how the body works. Real results come from regularity, eating these fruits daily, spreading them throughout the day. Start mornings with kiwi or blueberries. Add pomegranate seeds at lunch. Enjoy watermelon in the afternoon and use tomatoes in your evening meal. This way, your prostate gets a steady supply of protection. Preparation also matters. Some fruits, like tomatoes, release more lycopene when cooked, while others, like kiwi or blueberries, are best eaten fresh to preserve delicate vitamins. Watermelon is versatile. You can blend it into juice, freeze it, or enjoy it fresh. And whenever possible, choose whole fruits over store-bought juices, which often hide added sugar that cancels out the benefits. By approaching fruit as part of a daily rhythm, not a one-time fix, you transform simple meals into powerful medicine. I've watched patients reduce inflammation, sleep better, and regain confidence just by making fruit a non-negotiable part of their routine. And here's the exciting part. When you combine these fruits with other lifestyle choices like hydration, movement, and stress control, their benefits multiply. It's not just about eating well, it's about creating an environment where your prostate can truly thrive. Let me show you how lifestyle can turn good results into great ones. Whenever I guide men on prostate health, I remind them that food is powerful, but food alone isn't the full story. Think of fruits as the bricks, but lifestyle as the foundation. Without the foundation, even the strongest bricks can't hold up a house. Hydration is the first pillar. Your prostate and urinary system rely on water to flush out toxins and reduce irritation. Men who only drink a few glasses a day often tell me they feel constant discomfort. But when they increase to 6 or 8 glasses, combined with hydrating fruits like watermelon, their symptoms improve dramatically. Movement is just as critical. Regular activity boosts circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the prostate. I've seen patients who simply walked 30 minutes a day experience better sleep and fewer urinary struggles within weeks. Exercise lowers inflammation and balances hormones, two of the biggest factors behind prostate stress. Diet quality ties everything together. Processed foods, heavy sugar, and excessive fats act like fuel for inflammation. On the other hand, pairing fruits with vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats builds a protective shield around the prostate. Add weight management and stress control because belly fat and high cortisol are silent enemies. And suddenly, you've created an environment where the prostate can function at its best. When men commit to these habits, the results are striking: fewer bathroom interruptions, more energy, and restored confidence. Food opens the door, but lifestyle keeps it wide open. And here's something just as important as knowing what works: clearing up the myths that keep men stuck. Too many of my patients come in believing prostate problems are unavoidable, that only pills can help, or that diet makes no difference. Let's set the record straight by exposing the myths that silently hold men back. One of the most damaging things I see in my practice isn't just the symptoms of an enlarged prostate, it's the myths men believe about them. These myths keep men passive, waiting until problems become severe, when in reality, they could have acted years earlier. The first myth is that prostate problems are simply an unavoidable part of aging. Yes, risk increases with age, but it's not guaranteed. I've cared for men in their 70s and even 80s with healthy prostates because they prioritized diet, hydration, and lifestyle early on. Aging is a factor, not a sentence. The second myth is that only medication or surgery can help. Modern medicine is valuable, but it's not the only path. Antioxidants like lycopene from tomatoes or polyphenols from pomegranates have been shown in research to reduce inflammation and protect prostate cells. Nutrition isn't a lesser tool, it's a powerful partner to medicine. The third myth is that diet doesn't matter. Nothing could be further from the truth. The prostate is highly sensitive to what you eat. Processed foods and sugar act like fuel for inflammation, while fruits, vegetables, and clean proteins act like water to a fire, calming and protecting the gland. And finally, the myth that prostate problems only affect older men. I've seen men in their 40s start experiencing symptoms, often because of poor lifestyle choices carried for decades. Prevention starts young, not when the crisis begins. Breaking these myths is liberating. Once men understand that they're not powerless, they finally take action, and that's where transformation begins. And now that we've uncovered the truths from the fruits that heal to the myths that hold you back, let's bring it all together. Because the real change comes when you connect the science, the habits, and the choices into one powerful message of hope, your conclusion, your action plan, and your future. So we've uncovered the truth, together 5 powerful fruits and a few simple lifestyle habits that can protect calm and even shrink the prostate. Remember, every bite you take and every choice you make is an investment in your energy, your sleep, and your confidence. Small steps add up, and it's never too late to start. I want you to know you're not alone in this journey. I see men every day who struggle with these same fears, and I've also seen how small, consistent changes can completely turn things around. That's why I care about sharing this with you, because you deserve more than restless nights and constant worry. You deserve strength, comfort, and peace of mind. If today's video gave you value, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss my weekly updates on men's health. Save this video to watch again later and share it with a friend or family member who could benefit too. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these fruits are you most excited to add into your diet first? Drop your answer in the comments. I read everyone, and your feedback helps me create more videos that matter to you. Stay proactive, stay consistent, and remember, taking care of your prostate today is the key to living stronger, healthier, and more confident for years to come.